So KEV is back, everyone, for after its second paint job, and it looks amazing. It's pretty dusty, but I don't want to start rubbing into this dust. Note to my editing self, I'll put some pictures of it up in the sun, but you can see it looks pretty good. So this is Cossack Grey, M0TH if you want the code for that. And this is Panther Black, just search Panther Black. It's hard to focus on it because it's focusing on the reflection up there, but it looks absolutely amazing. Obviously it's a bit dirty. Lovely metallic in that as well. So doors, flip front, bonnet and boot. There at Mickey's now being sorted, which actually is kind of helpful because the doors do kind of get in the way. And then, you know, where do I put these things? So better crack on. First thing we're going to do is just clean off the underside of the roof and fit some insulation, some sound deadening. Same for the rear corners, same for the rear of the seat. Maybe the underside of this and the boot floor a little bit to reduce some noise. Need to leave enough for the inside of the doors. And we're going to leave probably the bulkhead well alone. There's so much wiring to go in there, probably no room for any insulation. If I can, I'll try and get some in afterwards, but I doubt there's much room for that. There's carpet obviously to go in. And I must fit the handbrake because there's no way of stopping it rolling around. And then if I get time, probably not today now, it will be tomorrow, I'm going to actually fit the arches. So what I'd like to do is just do some undersealing again. You can see I started just to finish up the bottom there. Then we'll put the arches on, and that will hopefully just prevent me from getting too close. And we might put a couple of old door seals and rubber seals here just to stop me kind of bashing into it as I walk past. I even consider maybe even the bumpers, but this does get covered by the bumper, and that's a good shin warning system because your shin goes straight into that. You know you're a bit close and you want to cry quite quickly. So yeah, she looks good. Let's get on with the sound deadening, and then we can start with putting stuff in it, like wiring, fuel system, brake system, and yeah, let's get on with it. Nice. Get it in there. Yeah. Very good. Yes. You will not rust. You will not rust. Where did that go? I think I've sprayed this as far as places I should be going. Ooh. Yep, definitely. Definitely. Seems fine. Seems normal. Fine. Good. And then we'll... Well, that's the bit of the job that I've finished that I don't know much about, if at all. I've got no idea what I'm doing here, but I'm sure it makes me feel better. And if you look carefully, there's a bit of sound deadening in the boot as well. Ooh, very interesting. There it is. Oh, yes. Satisfying. Don't know if I'm making insulation actually worse on this Mini or better. But it's shiny. Because this roof is shiny. So, does sound deadening make a difference? I'd say so, and that's with the lid on. We are dead to sound. Well, better anyway. Less road noise, more pop, 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 pop. So, how much of the insulation? Well, all. And there should be the very last grommet on the whole car. Yeah! Check it out. Oh, yeah. So head to the boot now. I feel like it's here. So let's start here. I have everything to put in the boot, essentially. So let's get on with it. So we've got wiring. So we'll wire this up in the right place. Wipe out the polish. Get our fuel tank in and get our lights in. Light actually has to go that side before the fuel tank. So let's do that, and then maybe we'll put the bumper on, just to, loosely at least, to protect me from just crashing into those corners, and the rear arches as well. So that's the little plan today. See if we can just install some parts in the boot here, check the battery I've got is going to fit, and size up for a little strap, and get the lights in and stuff. Things like, seem simple, but things like fitting a light will protect me from bashing against a nice paintwork. That's the theory anyway. Goodness, this is taking me a long time. We're going to order probably a new upper light there and a new lower light on that side, because the piece of plastic around the edge is actually broken and that holds that top section in. Probably could do with new ones all around, but so that's quite important. And that one's broken. But it's taking me a long time because I'm trying to be so careful, trying to get the tank in. That was a bigger pig than I thought. I must have another fuel line somewhere. I think this one might be for the engine from the bulkhead, rather than bulkhead to fuel tank, because it seems too short to get all the way up there. If it's not, we'll just have to go and just stretch it. I might be tempted to get the bumper and just put on with a couple of bolts for now, just to protect me from bashing into the back of this, and then sort out the front end a little bit. Okay peeps, so we've done a few things which some may say, oh, you're way ahead of it, you know, you haven't even got an engine fitted and you've fitted your arches, but I've fitted things like arches which are just plastic, I've unpainted, so that, you know, you're walking past and you catch an arch, not the end of the world, a bit of back to black, but if you caught the actual bodywork, I would be going back to black in depression. So don't want to be doing that. We fitted the lights, we've got the wiring in, we've got the fuel tank in. Got to do something about the fuel hose over there. We've got the shiny bumper on for the same kind of reason. I can polish up a bumper and it kind of prevents me from getting too close and damaging stuff. And the same with the rubber edges. So I've put the rubber edges on the doors, and we've got the rubber edges on the rear. And again, got the trim, try and help protect the bodywork a little bit. So yeah, it's looking good. Just this evening, we've come out after dinner. We've test fitted the side of a battery. Happy with that, got battery. We finally cleaned up the tower bolts, fitted the final bushes, torqued it all down, fitted the bolts I wanted that are just underneath. We've also got the shifter cables coming through, because you have to get the subframe off for that, and wax oiled all the areas underneath that got scuffed in the process of going to and from the body shop. So front subframe is fitted. Done. So next job is wiring through the bulkhead, pedal box and brakes. Basically anything that I can't get at once the engine's in. That's next.